What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Monji TV. On today's episode, we got Eddie making a bunch of noise, jamming on the 335 E90. We are currently doing an oil pan gasket. We're going to be replacing this subframe. Check this out. This thing is completely boinked. I've honestly never seen a subframe so badly cracked in my life. I've been doing this for 25 years, working on BMWs primarily for like the last decade. And to be honest, I've seen some bent subframes, seen some slightly cracked ones, but this thing is shattered. I mean, we're surprised this thing is still even hanging on in the car. As you can see here, you got a massive crack coming down the side. It's literally almost in two pieces. Like, the way this must have felt driving down the road is insane. Anyways, this is a massive safety concern, so we're gonna be swapping this front subframe out for a new one. As you can see, it's filthy. It's obviously destroyed. It's got a nice bend here in the front. And this oil pan gasket is also leaking, so we're gonna go ahead, get this subframe down. He's already started removing the tie rod outers. He's taken the bolts out of the front caster arm. He's gonna be getting the lower arm. The sway bar end links are undone. The sway bar is about to come out. And yeah, we're just gonna get jamming on this thing. So stay tuned. We'll show you kind of how to do it and how much better it looks after it's done. I don't know if you can tell, but the subframe's like literally slanted to the passenger side. It looks like it's falling out of the car currently. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to it. All right, guys, so we've made some good progress. The subframe's about ready to come out. We're gonna take the engine cover off so that we can get the hook there in the threaded hole for the hook. And then we'll go ahead and get our engine support bar, which is over there, going across the engine and support the engine upwards. The motor mounts have already been undone, so it should lift up out of the way, giving us some extra clearance as well. But we're almost there. Jesus, guys, this is really bad. We're about there to pull the subframe out. Steering rack is completely out. We're gonna like take the rack via this slack here and kind of push it through the subframe so that we don't have to drain any of the power steering fluid. We're currently dealing with this bolt here, which we're gonna have to cut the material here so we can get that bolt all the way out. But anyways, we're almost there. We'll bring her down and show you what she looks like off the car. Alright guys, this subframe is freaking tweaked. It's laying flat on the ground and you can see how twisted this subframe is. Completely destroyed. This thing is going in the trash. Luckily, we've got some new motor mounts, transmission mounts, oil pan gaskets and whatnot, and a brand new to us, to the customer, subframe here. So we're going to be installing this subframe with the new motor mounts, transmission mounts and whatnot, and getting it back in the car. So let's get her done. Currently, Eddie is going to work on the oil pan. He's going to go ahead and remove all the hardware around the oil pan. We'll get this oil pan cleaned up with the power washer, and then we'll go ahead and get it back on the car and torqued in. So let's get it done. All right, guys, we got the pan off. We're going to go ahead and give this a nice wipe down. Eddie's letting the oil pan drain. He just ripped the gasket itself off. So we'll go ahead and get that power washed here in a second. And then we'll show you the reinstallation process. But you do have to remove this pump out of the way, which means you got to take the belt off. Kind of forgot to mention that. Anyhow, let's get to it. Eddie's currently carefully scraping all the gasket material off the engine block. As you can see here, there's a bit of residue. So we're getting all that off. And where's the oil pan? Is it out here still, or is it drying? Got the oil pan all nice and clean on the inside and outside. Looks beautiful. So we'll let this thing air dry a little bit more. We'll give it a final wipe down here on the top. This thing probably needs a little razor blading as well. And then we'll slap the new gasket on it, new bolts. We do have a factory BMW gasket here, part number 113 or 11137548031. We've got some new Ryan hardware here. And we also have some transmission mounts and engine mounts we're going to be installing at the same time. So we'll go ahead and get that in. I think he maybe already has the new motor mounts in place hanging here. He's got the new motor mounts in loosely so you can fit them all up in the car, which is smart. You definitely don't want to tie those all the way down because it will be hard to get them in. But anyhow, we will go ahead and get this oil pan on, get it torqued to 8 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. And then the back ones are 180 degrees, the big long bolts. So let's get her done. All right, guys, we just put a new gasket here on the oil level sensor, torqued it to 10 Newton meters. As you can see here, all the oil pan bolts are marked in red because we've gone ahead and installed that with our new oil pan gasket. Everything's looking good. We're gonna go ahead here and fit the subframe back into the car. We'll take one quick peek at everything, but everything's looking really good so far. The new subframe is gonna look all nice and pretty, being clean, and those new motor mounts. So without further ado, let's get this thing done. Probably another hour or so, we should have most of the stuff buttoned up in the car. We do need to mount this power steering pump, and those are some nice hooks you have here holding the steering rack in place. But anyhow, let's get this thing back in the car. All right, guys, we've gone ahead, basically put everything together. The GoPro battery died, so we'll run you through the torques here. These outer suspension bolts are 175 Newton meters. This inner or front tension arm inner bolt is 100 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. We've marked both sides. This lower control arm bolt here is 100 Newton meters. The sway bar end links are 42 foot-pounds. The upper as well on the sway bar end link. The subframe itself is 80 foot-pounds. You can see we've torqued it here as well and marked everything. He's going ahead putting the cross brace in. The steering shaft or steering rack bolts are 56 Newton meters. The steering pinch bolt, steering shaft pinch bolt, I believe is, I want to say it's like 13 Newton meters. We just go nice and snug on those. The rear transmission bolts are also, I think, 13 or 18 Newton meters. We just go nice and snug on those. The level sensor has been reinstalled here, you can see, and oil pan has obviously been torqued. All new hardware and all new gaskets all around. Everything's looking good. So much better now that the subframe is not broken. Everything looks nice and level. When we first brought this car in, at first we were kind of wondering if the chassis was twisted, and looking at it now, it looks a lot better, but it was definitely that subframe super twisted. Anyhow, we got to do these transmission mounts, as those are quite shot real quick. And then once those are done, we will go ahead, wrap this thing up, bring it down, put the wheels on, torque the wheels to 100 foot-pounds. And I forgot to tell you, the motor mount bolt torque is 18 foot-pounds on the lower side and 42 up here on this top side. So all that stuff has been torqued as well. Anyways, let's bring her down. Let's get these wheels on the ground and take her for a test drive. Put some oil in it, fresh filter, and she's good to go. All good in the hood. Braces on, guys. The new transmission mounts are in. We checked the tranny cross member, but you can see these new 034 motor mounts and tranny mounts are in, marked. Everything's good. So we are ready to bring this thing down, put a new oil filter in it, and some new oil. Check this thing out. We really didn't give you a look. Just your standard 335 N54 E90. It's actually got like 100% stock exhaust system, just has some catless downpipes. I'm sure it's tuned. Got a big old intercooler on it, and I think a charge pipe and intake, and that's about it. Let's bring her down. Casualty on the GoPro. All right, guys, we're throwing a new oil filter in it, but please do your oil changes. This oil was disgusting, so we just put 7 quarts of 540 in it, some Castrol, and we're gonna go ahead and get this new oil filter on. All right, guys, the car is running. It sounds beautiful. Belt is on. We had to put the charge pipe back on. I forgot to show you guys. We kind of had to undo that to get the belt tensioner. Anyways, the car is running great. We're gonna warm it up, let the oil level register. So we got to bring it up to temp. She's running a little rich. We got some liquid coming out of the exhaust here, but nonetheless, all is well. Check engine light. We'll probably check that out, see what's going on. Just so we can give them an update, but that's pretty much it. Tonight we have the based manji meat, so probably the next video after this, you're gonna be seeing us do that. But anyways, hope you guys like this type of content. Hope you guys learned something. These BMWs are notorious for the oil pan gasket. This is a job if you own an N54, N55, S55, eventually, and even the older generation, S54, S50, you name it, BMWs across the whole line will need this eventually. So anyways, that's it. We're out. Hope you guys like this. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.